Hi, it's Amy Rich with amyrich.stampinup.net. I am here to share with you an alternate project for the April 2020 Paper Pumpkin Kit. What you need for this project are actually two of these envelopes, one of the leaf sprays, two birds. I used birds that face opposite directions, a butterfly, the crushed curry strip, and a little tag, dimensionals, the ink pad, the stamp set, the pearls, and the glue dots. I think that's it. Let's get started. All right, so we'll take the envelope, and what you want to do is put the envelope in up to the crease and then just trim that off. We're going to use this as designer series paper. Then we're going to turn that piece so that the flat side is up against the top of your trimmer. And then we're going to take the curve here at this corner and put it right into where the blade will cut and trim that off. Okay, so you've got that little piece trimmed off. Then we're going to turn that so that the short side is up against the edge. And we're going to cut this now at 1 5/8. So that here's 1 1/2, and it's one more, not the really tiny line, but the next one. So 1 5/8. And then you'll turn it, and we're going to trim off this angled end, lining up the left side at 5 inches and trimming that off. So we're going to use that envelope flap now as designer series paper. And I've done that to 2 of the envelopes, so we have 2 of those. I also have cut a piece of shaded spruce designer series paper from the annual catalog. And now I'm going to attach these. They're all 1 5/8 by 5. We're going to attach these to pieces that are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. Of mint macaron. So there are 3 of those. All right, so we've got those pieces ready to go on our card. We'll set those aside. We're going to take a piece of crushed curry cardstock next, and this measures 5 1/2 by 9. So the 8 1/2 isn't quite wide enough. You'll have to use it the long way, or you can use 12 by 12 cardstock and actually get 2 cards out of it. The first thing I'm going to do is put it to the right of the cutting channel at 1/2 inch, and I'm going to score that. Then I'm going to bring it to the other end and put it in at 2 1/8. And I'm going to score it again. Then I'm going to move that down to 4 1/4 and score it. Then I'm going to flip this around and put it in at 2 5/8 and score it again. All right, so you've got 4 scored lines here, and you can fold on those so that you can easily see where they all are. Okay. Now we're going to start adhering these pieces to the panels on our card. So we'll put the ones with the envelopes in the middle 2 panels, like this. And then the one with the designer series paper, you could use a 3rd envelope flap, but I wanted to conserve the envelopes a little bit in the kit. So I just used designer series paper, which I think looks pretty sharp too. All right, so then there's one more panel, and we're going to take our stamp set and then a piece of Whisper White that is cut 1 5/8 by 5, just like these designer series paper panels. Then we're going to take the Pear Pizzazz ink pad and ink up the stamp from the kit that says I'll always be here for you. And that fits right on our little strip. While we have our ink pad out, we're going to take our tag and the stamp that says "To My Wonderful," and that's going to go on the tag. And then I'll use Sister. The Sister is going to go onto a stitched square that I cut out with my die cutting machine. And Sister is going to go right down there in the corner. And now all of our stamping is done. Let's adhere then this Whisper White panel to our Mint Macaron, just like we did with the Designer Series paper. And then that's going to go onto the last panel, or the first panel, however you want to look at it. While we have that open, I'm going to adhere a couple of birds. One's going to go right up here by the words. And another down here on the other side. Then we're going to flip that over and just fold over that first panel. And then you can either take tear and tape or use your snail. Either way, I'm going to use tear and tape. And we're going to adhere that other side over so that it sticks and it's a tube. So then the front side is going to be these panels right here, and this is going to be the back. Then we're going to take our retiring 1-inch circle punch and punch out 2 circles in Mint Macaron. We're going to fold those circles in half, and I'm just going to give it a little help by scoring it with my bone folder. And then it folds a lot more easily. And it's okay if it's not a perfectly even fold in half. Then we're going to put adhesive on just half of it. We're going to adhere the flat side of that circle just above center up to the fold line in the middle of the card. We're going to do that with both circles. So adhesive on one side up to that scored line in the middle so that we've got our circles adhered like that. Okay. Let's go back to our white square, and we're going to take our leaves, and I'm just going to put adhesive on a few of these. On the, well, all the leaves, I guess. Closest to the branch. Then we're going to lay that on our square, but we want to make sure Sister is still seen. So we're going to tilt it and then push down at those spots where I put adhesive, so it looks like that. Then, with a scallop square cut out of our squares dies and Mint Macaron cardstock, we'll adhere the white square to that. Then we're going to take this and put adhesive now on the other sides of the circles. And then we're going to adhere this square to those circles. Now, when we fold that up into the tube, now those circles allow our front piece to stay popped out. And it can sit on a table or a countertop after it has gone through the mail flat. That's pretty awesome. Let's finish jazzing up the front. With our paper trimmer, we're going to take this crushed curry strip from the kit and cut it off at 3 inches. I wanted it just a little bit shorter. Put adhesive on the back of that, and that's going to go across our square, sticking out a little bit on left and right. And then we're going to take To My Wonderful on the tag that we stamped earlier, and that's going to be popped up with the dimensionals from the kit. And that's just going to go over the top of that strip. Then we'll take a butterfly and one of the glue dots. Oop. And that's going to reside on this leaf right here. And finally, we're going to jazz it up with a few pearls. And these pearls, again, come in the kit, and you can either use the mint macaron ones or you can use the crushed curry ones. They're both beautiful. And there you go. Who wouldn't want to open that up and put that on their shelf? That's pretty fun. I want to share with you that you can also do it with the other envelopes in the kit. So you can use the mint macaron envelopes or the shaded spruce envelopes, and they're equally as beautiful. Thank you for joining me for this project today. I hope you have a great week, and hang in there. We're in this together.